Happy New Year! I hope. I mean, eventually, right? Hope so. Sean, hello. So it is now 2021. We are living in the 20s. That's cool. So I thought, so I did a little Christmas live stream where I made French toast because I like French toast and it was Christmas morning and I wanted French toast. So I did that. And it was really well received. Who knows why? And that's an interesting chord progression that my upstairs neighbor is listening to. I can't hear it very well. And many were saying, "Hey, you should do something similar for New Year's." But the setup to do that was a real pain in my posterior, so I decided to do something a little different. I figured I would. I bought a bunch of Christmas junk food, and I'm gonna eat it. Not all of it. I got some Christmas M&Ms. All this stuff I bought after Christmas is like 99 cents a piece. It's great. So I'm going to try some Christmas junk food and tell you what I think of the food that I'm eating, and you're probably not. Which means I don't have to move my refrigerator out of the kitchen so that I can aim my camera or webcam in such a way that you can actually see what I'm doing, which is nice because doing that setup and then putting everything back together, not so fun. So, yeah. So what I would like to try first is a Christmas staple that has been immortalized in song. Chestnuts. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I am not making an open fire to roast these. That would be dangerous and silly. So I've never had chestnuts before, but I thought it'd be interesting to try them. So, okay. Yep. All right. So busted it open there, and it's actually got it's kind of hairy. All right. So we've got the main shell. It's got kind of an inner shell, and we've got kind of a white nut here. Doesn't have a scent. It's a nut. It's just a nut. It's fine. Most of the flavors in the aftertaste. That's interesting. It's actually a pretty high water content nut. It's not terrible. I'm not a huge nut fan anyway, but I mean, because of the Christmas song, you got to try these at some point. So now you might say, "Well, Andrew, you're cheating because I'm making a mess on my." I mean, seriously, look at this. Yep. It's a good thing I'm wearing pants, huh? That could have been bad. What if I was doing what most everyone's doing during the stay-at-home stuff, and I just said, I'll just put on a shirt because I'm not going to stand up during the thing, and I forget and I do this, and it's like, uh-oh. So right before so about half an hour ago, I roasted some chestnuts in my oven because I figured you got to try this. So still not much of a smell to these. So oh man, that comes off a lot easier when it's roasted. All right, all right. So, all right, here we go. Roasted chestnut. Let's see if this makes all the difference. It does. That's actually not too bad. It's it's actually got almost a popcorn flavor going on. Yeah, try me another one of those. Got a shell. Got a little bit of shell in there. That's now. I looked online, and they all said score the damn things before you roast them in the oven, or they'll explode. Um, that's kind of a pain in the butt, and it takes like 10 minutes to preheat the oven, and then they have to cook for 20 minutes, and so not a. I certainly wouldn't recommend this as. I mean, if you have taste buds that are exactly like mine, I would not recommend raw chestnuts because it's not particularly pleasantly flavorful. I mean, it's not bad. It's just a nut, you know. But roasted actually brings out kind of a smoky, popcorny flavor to it, which is, and it's a lot easier to shell when roasted. So, not too bad. How you doing, chap? Ghostly says, "Why wouldn't you roast it over an open fire in your house?" Max, Andrew was there. Kids that wasn't so bad than the rest. I'm not sure what you were going for with that sentence, but kids, not my favorite thing. How do kids stack up to chestnuts? So if we're weighing kids and chestnuts, which is better? Well, these are cheaper. They don't make noise. They don't poop or vomit all over the place. They don't. It's a little bit of a time commitment. I mean, it took 40 minutes out of my day to prep and cook these, but that's still one over on the chillins. So you heard it here first. With my hot take, chestnuts are better than children. Sam says, "Can I have some of your?" Oh, and hello, Sam. Can I have some of your junk food? No. I mean, I'm assuming you don't know where I live, and even if you do, please don't come over. You don't know where I've been. I don't know where you've been. We're in the middle of a pandemic, so not safe. Especially, I've had my greasy little fingers over all this stuff, and I'm not mailing it to you either. So, chestnuts. I'm glad I finally had. Now I can say that I've had tried to roll my R's and I failed. Roasted chestnuts. Oven roasted chestnuts. I mean, not quite open fire, but counts. Ghostly blurry face. Your voice slightly reminds me of Markiplier, Markiplier, but maybe an older Markiplier, a little. Well, he must have a, pardon me, he must have a fantastic voice. You're actually the second person in the last week, I think, unless it was you, who's mentioned to me that I sound like Mr. Markiplier. So, hope that's a compliment. Whoever Markiplier is, I'm sure that they are probably more successful YouTuber than I am, but that's okay. So this has nothing to do with Christmas, but I bought myself some root beer, to cleanse the palate, which is a dumb idea, but it's belated New Year's Eve, and I wanted root beer. Okay, so we've got some others. Let's do the M&Ms, because there were actually a couple different M&Ms, holiday M&Ms. One was mint, and I know what mint tastes like. One was fudge brownie, and that didn't really strike me as terribly Christmassy. And one was mint, and I like mint, but I was pretty sure I knew exactly what that tasted like. But I got one that is sugar cookie M&Ms, and I'm genuinely curious to see what these taste like. Ghostly says, I haven't watched your streams before, and yes, definitely a compliment. I love his content. Oh, well, thank you. I hope you enjoy mine too. I would assume that Markiplier is a game streamer, like plays video games on Twitch and talks about them, or combo of remember the Danny DeVito M&M commercial? He was no, I don't. But then again, I don't have TV, so oh man, I'm gonna have M&Ms all over the place if I'm not careful. Should have probably got some scissors. Oh, there we go. So interesting thing is, or maybe he's a video essayist on and talks about. Oh, hey, they're kind of so they're red, white, and green. Good Christmassy colors, and they're also a little bit. Well, that one's a two that got doubled. They're also a little bit bigger, unless M&Ms have increased in size over the years, and I just didn't notice. These are bigger than typical M&Ms. Now, I generally don't. I don't like sugar cookies. I mean, I don't dislike them. I just find them kind of boring. So let's see. We'll try a red one. Okay, aftertaste was a surprise. That was interesting. I'm really bad at this because I'm not great at describing how food tastes. But this one, let me bust one open and see what it's looking like. Yeah, it's got kind of a wafery center. That doesn't show up too well. But you know how regular M&Ms are basically just a piece of chocolate with a thin candy shell? This is a thin candy shell around kind of a wafery tasting thing. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, he does both. Markiplier does both. Am I getting the name even close? I'm not sure where how to sound that out. He does both gaming videos and streams on Twitch. Oh, good on him. Do I still play my Wii U? I turned on the Wii U for something. I think I was actually using my Wii U to play a Wii game fairly recently. Oh, you know what it was? It was to play House of the Dead Overkill, which is a Wii game that I was playing as the special Midnight After Dark game on the charity event back in November. But I still do have a couple of. Actually, I'm good on my Wii U. I still need to finish Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I never finished that. I also need the Wii U to. I have a couple games on it that Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I got from the eShop. That's on my Wii U. So I don't play it much anymore because I've pretty much completed most all of the Wii U games I have. Still gonna plan to go back and complete Tokyo Mirage Sessions and Zelda Link to the Past. I think I have one of the earlier Shantae games, Risky's Revenge, on there that I'd like to play. Yeah. Also, I actually do have a couple Wii games that I haven't finished, like Sakura Wars, Sin and Punishment, Obscure 2. So a couple. So I still get some use out of it. Let's see. Dad made Christmas cookies with fudge, Christmas colored M&Ms, and they were pretty good. Oh, awesome. I sometimes will make a lot of Christmas cookies. The problem is it's hard to cook for one. I live alone, so I don't want 100 cookies. Well, I mean, I do, but I shouldn't eat 100 cookies. You can't just make. It's like, okay, I'll just make 8 chocolate chip cookies and 8 ginger snaps. It doesn't work that way. It's almost impossible to scale down batches of batter to cook batches of cookies for one. In the before times, I would make 8 to 12 different batches of cookies. Typical chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin spice, ginger snaps. Some more fanciful stuff like that I don't even have names for. Yogurt cookies, which are made from yogurt. Something. It's kind of a bonbon. It's a friend of mine, Tom. He calls crack balls because he can't get enough of them. Chocolate covered pretzels, all kinds of cool stuff. But then I'd keep a few for myself, and then I'd either make individual plates for people, or I just get a big platter and bring them into work. And, everyone gets lots of cookies and it's fun, but we're all working from home now. Those of us who are fortunate enough to still be working. So, not doing that anymore. Oh, I'm getting the name right. Oh, I'm glad because I guess it's kind of silly, but I always feel bad when I feel bad about the possibility of mispronouncing someone's name because I always feel that's unnecessary, even if it's someone who I have beef with. Um, I might say unkind things about you if I think you are a bad person and deserves to have unkind things said about you, but I would never intentionally stoop to mispronouncing someone's name. I may call you a jerk face or something like that, but I'll at least endeavor to say your name correctly. That's me. Dash Gamer Podcast. Hello. Speaking about Markiplier, you should try seeing a heist with Markiplier and make a reaction video or stream. A heist with Markiplier. Okay. Sean asked, did I ever beat Breath of the Wild? No, because I would like to beat it on stream. Well, that sounded for that, and that would be the end of my YouTube career. I would like to complete Breath of the Wild on stream. I'd like to beat it on stream. Again, for those of you who are familiar with some of my earlier videos. I almost finished Breath of the Wild. Really, all I have left to do is storm the castle and kick Ganon's butt. And as soon as I get my new PC up and running, and I only need 2 parts. Where is it? Heck, let me just grab it. Well, going on a trip. You can write, there is my power supply. So that came, I think, last week. So all I need is GPU and CPU, and then I can put that sucker together and edit together a lot of the videos I've recorded over the last month and a half and start streaming resume my Sunday stream. Also, I did a bad thing. One of the one of the perks or donation incentives for Breath of the Wild during the Extra Life charity event was you could name a horse. Eddie Varnell, I bought that incentive along with 4 other people, and I didn't get around to getting his horse. So I owe him a horse. So I'm definitely going to do a Breath of the Wild stream where I have the perfect horse. I know exactly what horse he's naming. It's going to be cool. So I'm definitely going to have a Breath of the Wild stream where I get Eddie's rightfully his deserved, earned, purchased through generous donation horse, and then we're going to take said horse and storm Hyrule Castle and try and kick Ganon's butt. So I guess we should try. So the other M&Ms are peppermint, which I'm pretty sure I know what these taste like too, but I love peppermint. It's one of my favorite things. So I got these too. So are they as big as the other ones? Yeah, these are big too, which is fine. So does it taste exactly what I expect it tastes like? Yes, it tastes exactly like what you think it's going to taste like. Peppermint M&Ms. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Hot diggity doggy, that is good. Love me my peppermint. Mm. I enjoy that immensely. Has a lingering aftertaste on those too. Something I also very much enjoy. Let's see. I don't do reaction. Yeah, that's true. The video I made was the why I don't do reaction videos, and it's all a bunch of examples of me reacting to stuff with a straight face. I've done a modification on reaction videos a couple of times where I filmed my reaction to a couple Nintendo press conference things. And what I usually do is I just fast forward through them and then narrate them. And so it makes it kind of fun to see. It's like, wow, that guy really just. Occasionally you'll see me go, or like, and that's about it. I have to really concentrate on playing up, um, the facial expressions and modulating my voice and gesticulating, because otherwise I would be a very boring streamer. You would get nothing out of me. Something I have to do when I'm actually streaming video games too, because it's funny. I've one of the first piano recitals I ever did. I saw a recording of it, and I was like, wow. I mean, my playing was fine. Yeah, I was playing Moonlight Sonata, or some typical piano recital thing. But I was looking at my face, and I was like, "Wow, I look angry at the piano," And I wasn't angry. I remembered. I remember I was thinking at the time. I was watching the reflection of because it was playing on a grand piano, and what I'd been practicing on was just a wooden upright, and this was just a highly polished grand piano. Sounded great, and I was playing it, and I could see the reflection of my fingers in the headboard of the piano. So I was, normally I look at myself playing, and it looks like that, but now I was seeing my fingers from a different angle, and I was like, huh, that's really interesting. I was just kind of fascinated watching my hands play from a completely different angle. But I watched the video of the recital, and it's like, wow, Andrew looks mean. So I'm 40 now. I've had decades of practice. I'm better at showing human emotion. I can pass for human. So, um, Sam said, well, let me, while I read the chat, let's see what this is. This is dark and white chocolate gingerbread. Dark and white chocolate gingerbread. So this sounds really interesting. Again, all the rest of this stuff is 99 cents a piece. They're usually like $8.99 or something, but after the holidays, they just want to get rid of them. So, all right. I like dark chocolate. I like white chocolate. I like gingerbread. So I'm pretty sure I'll like this. Like the sugar cookie M&Ms, it's got kind of a wafery inside. Definitely taste the chocolate. So yeah, got kind of a candy shell. We've got the white chocolate, and mostly white chocolate. I'm guessing the shell's probably a dark chocolate. But this kind of crunchy, wafery inside, that's the gingerbread, but more there. I could use more gingerbread. There's a hint of gingerbread in there. And it's tasty. It's good. It's chocolate. What do you want? Not a bad thing, because I like chocolate. There's too much white chocolate in here. The balance is off. It's too much white chocolate and not enough gingerbread. All the elements are there, but I don't think they got the balance of this treat right. That's a shame, because that's an interesting idea. I like the idea of it. So, Ghostly says, I've watched your reaction video many times and it's always good. I'm glad you think so. I am proud of that one. I thought it turned out pretty well. I thought it was funny. Interesting thing is the very last one is the overdose one. Andrew reacts to an overdose. I bought some Alka-Seltzer tablets, so I had like drool coming out of my mouth and it's just laying there dead. Get it? He reacts to a overdose by dying. Reaction was mixed on that particular gag, especially when I took that collage of reactions and showed them to my family, and then made videos. Mom reacts to Andrew reacting to this, and sister reacts to sister reacting. And the feedback was, "Did you ever consider, Mr. Eisen, that it would be potentially horrifying or traumatizing or at least off-putting to your mother to see an image of her dead son?" No, it did not. Sadly, that did not occur to me at all. And while she certainly wasn't traumatized by it, she didn't like it. She thought it was stupid. I think she says so in the video. She goes, "Oh, that's dumb," or something like that. So, and I appreciate feedback like that, because it was, genuinely something I had not considered. And I said, had I considered that, I might have gone a different direction or done it a different way. I mean, you're never going to, any joke you craft, you're probably not going to land 100% laughter. There's always going to be at least a couple of people who don't get it or don't like it, and that's not a bad thing in and of itself. But I always try Unless I'm doing something specifically niche. I always try to make sure that my humor is as broadly accessible as possible, just because I want to entertain as many people as possible. I mean, if I craft jokes that specifically only 20% of my audience are going to get, I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but that's a good chunk of my audience that is kind of left in the dust there. Also, that particular video is it's the same joke told several times in different ways. So even if the last joke doesn't work, hopefully some of the earlier jokes work. On the other hand, you always want to go out on the strong one, because if you end on a bad joke, that's what people remember. You know, and this goes for, YouTube videos, comedy routines, movies, whatever. You can have a great Bride of Chucky. I love Bride of Chucky. I hate the ending, like the very ending, like the last 20 seconds of it. Like, oh, that's stupid. Where they think Chucky and Tiffany are dead, and they go look at Tiffany, and she suddenly bolts upright and delivers a baby, and the baby is instantly feral and jumps out the camera. I'm like, oh, that's stupid. Which is a shame, because I walk out of the theater back in 1998 or whenever that came out. Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I was like, that's, I had a great time in the previous 90 minutes, but that last 20, 30 seconds, that just kind of ruined my day. I walked out of there going, oh, that was dumb. So it's, it can be difficult being an entertainer of any stripe. A lot of things you have to consider. So, have I been watching any cool anime? Asks Dash Gamer Podcast. Yes, I did debut reviews for both Talentless Nana and Akudama Drive. I am watching both of them now. I'll reserve talking about them until later, until I get the debut reviews out, which I don't know when that's going to be. I filmed them, but I don't have a PC to edit. So that will be coming eventually. I am watching the it's the final season of Attack on Titan. And I don't think it's very good so far, mainly because this is all of the backstory. This is, okay, here's the backstory behind everything. Here's why the people in the three-walled city are there. Here's why there are Titans there. Here's who the other mysterious people who showed up are. And after 3 seasons or however long it's been, I don't know any of these people. Well, I mean, a couple of them, like, Reiner, but a lot of the characters that we're watching now in the first couple episodes of this season are characters I've never met before. And it's like, I don't care about these people. What about Aaron and Mikasa and all the rest? What are they doing right now? Let's get on with their story where we left off with them. I mean, it's important backstory, I suppose, but so far the first couple episodes of Attack on Titan's leaving me cold. So, let's see. Kaganeko-sama, I still remember when I saw you for the first time in Cheeseburger. Old time. Oh, like one of did my video? Yeah, a few of my videos are on ICANN has Cheeseburger, like the video game portal on that. So, hey, cool. Ghostly says, I thought you were 40. I was afraid to ask your age. I'm almost 41. My birthday is February 1st, so I'll be 41 in about a month. Let's see. Didn't want to be rude or anything, and no worries, no worries. MX says that video got a lot of hate, and the kitten thing, so fluffy. Yeah. I didn't get, or I don't recall a lot of hate on that video. I mean, some people thought it was dumb, but I think most people thought it was pretty funny. And I'm glad. I mean, it's definitely not everyone's going to appreciate. They're oh no, that kind of I can't believe he did that, or that's just such an outrageous thought. Um, I just don't like that, and totally understandable. But I don't recall anyone hating on it. I mean, there were a couple, but you know. Let's see. Is it past 12 where I am? No, it's 7:30. Um, don't spoil. Oh yeah, I don't think I said anything. Yeah, I'm done talking about it. Just the general. It goes into the backstory, and that's a necessary thing. But the drawback is at least for the first couple episodes, you're not focused on the characters that you've been watching for the rest of it because it takes place sometimes generations before. Um, but we'll see where it goes. Da, 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 da. Yeah, February birthday. I am a Aquarius. It doesn't matter. I don't know what any of those are. Ghostly, you'll be 18 in April. Ah, you're a youngin. All right. Nice. Actually, it's interesting. My stats are. I looked at my on YouTube. I have a age breakdown, and it's fairly. I think the majority of my viewers are teenager to 20s, but I've got a pretty. I don't have a lot of young children who watch me, but pretty much teenager to 50 plus is I mean the curve is like that, but I have a pretty nicely wide range of ages that watch me, so that's pretty neat. Can't decide what anime to watch because there's so much to choose from now. When I was a kid or when I was a teenager, um, Blockbuster Video had an anime shelf, so yeah, that wasn't a problem when I was young. Now it's like you could be watching anime that no one else has even heard of because you're right. There's just so much to watch. Jared, you're in your 20s. Okay. Um, yeah, yeah. When I was a kid, there was just a. They didn't even have an anime section. It was just like a shelf. They had a 4-foot bay. The 4-foot bays. But no, it's just like one or two shelves of the 4-foot bay, and the rest of the shelves were just other animation. Usually like international animation stuff that's not really anime, like Wizards or something. Ghostly says I have a channel as well, and stats for the last 28 days are showing mostly ages 25 to 34, and I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, I find it interesting. I'm not interested in trying to divine or game the algorithm because I have a regular job that I do. I'm not doing YouTube for a living, and I'm not intending to make a living doing it, which means that my 15 minutes is long since passed. I mean, I hit it really with my first video, the Nintendo, why don't you give me my money? And YouTube seems to have done something where I have well over 11,000 subscribers, but most of them seem to have died or just don't care or aren't being notified. Hard to say. I do with some regularity hear from people. It's like, Andrew, oh my gosh, you just popped into my feed, or you're still doing videos. I haven't seen you in years since this line. It's like, yeah, I've never stopped. So, all right, let's try something else. Let's go back to the nuts. We've got white chocolate eggnog almonds. Now, I'm not a huge fan of nuts, not a huge fan of almonds, not a terribly huge fan of eggnog, but that's pretty Christmassy. White chocolate eggnog. So this So we got to try this. Eggnog is something where it's like I'll have a glass of eggnog once a year. You know, around Christmas, you want some eggnog, Andrew? Yeah, okay. Give me a glass of eggnog. It's like, yeah, okay. Want any more? No. Nope. That's that. I'm good for the year. See you next year. All right. Definitely smells like eggnog. I feel gypped. That one didn't have an almond in it. It's probably going to be the best piece. I'm going to try that again. There we go. That's actually pretty darn good. Those are some small almonds in there, though. I managed to just pull the almonds straight out. Try that again. All right. We're going a little corn on the cob here. Mm-hmm. This is classy. This is a classy entertainment they all come here for. All right. So, got an almond in there. So, a little small for almonds, but it's pretty good. It's more eggnog flavored white chocolate, so yeah. Yeah, I think if this was more solidly eggnog, I'd eat a couple and be like, yeah, I'm good for the year. I don't need to eat any more of these. Actually, I think I'll have one more of those. It's actually pretty good. I like those. Nuts are healthy. Good source of protein. It's like, yeah, and you slather them in chocolate and they're even better. Kaganeko-sama says, last anime I watched is about a girl that goes to another world in a premium video game costume that looks like a bear pajama. Not ringing a bell. MX, whoop, dip, dip, dip. I effing hate drums. I damaged my wall by throwing a stick. Oh, well. I have a temper too. And I have put holes in things. Not people's, but things that I own, like walls and doors and stuff. And yeah. And the worst part about it is I've broken furniture. The worst part about having a really bad temper, at least the temper that I have, is when I hit things and when I get really super angry and lose my temper and hit something and like break it, like a piece of furniture or whatever. I genuinely feel better. And I shouldn't, because you can kind of hear the mom voice. It's like, oh, feel better now, dumbass. You just cut your hand, you're bleeding all over, you just broke the thing or whatever. You know? And it's like, honestly, actually, yeah, I not proud of it, but yeah, I genuinely feel better. That pisses me off. So, yeah, tempers are not great, but you do what you can to deal with it. That's one nice thing about streaming and stuff like that is, I have better success personally holding my temper when I'm around other people or when other people are watching me. When I'm by myself, I'm freer to let it out. Maybe I should get a roommate. I mean, not during a pandemic, but you know, now that we've now that I've made you all uncomfortable learning learning about me and my negative qualities. Let's see. Link over heaven. I remembered your face. I remember you from the Terra censorship controversy from years ago. Hello, Link. Yeah, I made a video. Oh gosh, that one's been like 8 years ago now. Called Terra censorship solves everything. I think is what it's called. I actually rewatched it within the last couple of months, and I'm still pretty pleased with it. I think it holds up. I do think, looking at it again now, if I could redo that video, there's not much I would change. I might I'd alter the script a little bit to make it clear that what I was specifically criticizing and poking fun at was the publisher's ineffectual solutions to imagined problems. Now, it's possible that some have that the takeaway of the video is, oh, Andrew is thumbing his nose at anyone who would be not into some of the design decisions of the game. Like the Terra censorship video, what I intended to criticize the publishers and their approach to addressing an issue that hadn't actually happened yet, because the game wasn't out. They made the changes before they released it. So, but it could be interpreted that that the video is making fun of anyone who might have a problem. Like, if you look at Terra and you look at the Elins or any of the other overtly sexual designs in the game, and they make you uncomfortable, that's okay. That's not what the video is about. And if I could go back with my further 8 years of writing and joke crafting experience, I'd have attempted to make that more explicitly clear that that's what I was specifically making fun of. It was a couple of months ago that someone that video does still get commented on, and someone actually asked. They're like, "Are you saying that if I don't like the Elins that I'm a doofus?" And I said, "No, not at all. I'm just saying that the publisher's approach to mollifying your specific discomfort is dumb because it wouldn't work at all. I mean, it's completely wrong-headed to the point of being hilarious, which is why I made the video. So, but still, overall, I'm proud of that video. I put a lot of work into it, and I think it holds up pretty well. So, yay me. Let's see. Kaganeko-sama, oh, that Terra video, I remember it too because I really hate censorship, even if I didn't play the game. Yeah, I didn't play it either. It's not my kind of game. It's kind of an MMO thing, which is not my scene, not my bag. Generally speaking, I don't like censorship either. Even if and censorship is a lot of times, pardon me, the wrong word, wasn't in this case, but a lot of times it's like, for example, if a creator is making something and then looks at it and goes, nah, let me erase that and redraw that part. That's not censorship. That's a creative decision. That's a creator changing their mind. That's not censorship. If a creator makes a character design and posts it on their website and gets feedback on it and goes, huh, you know what? I think you're right. Yeah, I'll change that. That's not censorship either, even if you disagree with the change. But I disagree with censorship, even if I think the way something is censored actually makes for a better product. Um, because I'm kind of a original artistic intent kind of guy. Now I'm absolutely for providing options. Like if a game, because I like games. So if a game comes out one way and it's quite problematic in a particular way, um, and a publisher, not the artist, or a publisher or a platform holder or something, dictates a change, even if that change, in my opinion, makes the work stronger, makes it better, it still makes me uncomfortable. I'm of the opinion that the original version should be available for a multitude of reasons, but one of them is I think we can learn from our mistakes. So I'm always of the opinion it's like, if this is the way the work is and you're thinking, this is problematic in a certain regard, let's change it. Okay, but maybe make that optional, like a director's cut kind of thing where you can toggle between the two, or release a free patch where if you want to see how it was originally done, you know generally speaking, if there's an element of a game or any piece of media that's genuinely problematic to the point where it's contributing to like societal harm in some way, like contributing to stereotypes that are used to disenfranchise or bully or harass or abuse marginalized groups of people. I'm still kind of uncomfortable with censorship, but I may, in certain circumstances, say, yeah, that's for the best. Yeah, I don't think we needed that in there. But so I'm more of a case by case. I have ways that I generally feel about this topic, but I'm kind of a case by case basis kind of guy. Um, as far as Terra goes, um, I think the elands, for those who don't know, elands are fantasy creatures that are short humans that are very feminine looking, very young feminine looking. So they essentially look like 12-year-olds with flared hips. And a lot of their animations are very hip wiggly. They're idle animations. They have real wiggly hip animations. It's sexualized, and the characters are drawn as very young girls. But it's one of those fantasy tropes. Oh no, Tiki is really a 1,000-year-old dragon, so it's okay to sexualize her, even though she looks and acts like a 12-year-old girl. Yeah, I'm not buying it, but so I could totally understand why anyone is kind of squicked out by the elands. I think they're kind of cute, but I also don't think that Frogster and Nmass, I think, were the publishers. Their approach to fixing the problem didn't work. They're like, okay, all right, tell you what we're going to do. Because how the characters, at least about half the characters, they're about a third of them wore pants, but the rest of them wore booty shorts and belly bearing kind of crop tops. So it's like you're not fooling anybody. We see what you're doing there. Um, so their solution was to add like a half inch of fabric to the shorts and just kind of color in the bare midriffs, like is it just flat texture, not even put anything on there. They still have very hip swingy animations. They still look like 12-year-old girls, even though you tell me they're 1,000 years old. It doesn't matter. Um, so my whole point is like, yeah, that doesn't fix the problem at all. Anyone who actually was put off by those designs is not going to be mollified by this change. And everyone else who thought they were cute is going to be annoyed because of your half-ass slapdash approach that doesn't fix anything. You just made it worse for everybody. Slow clap. So them's my take on a 8, 9-year-old game that nobody talks about anymore. All right. Let's see. MX, I hate how you get owned in a first-person shooter game and you have to try to get revenge, but then they leave. Oh, okay. So you get. Okay, well, yeah, I don't play multiplayer games, so that never happens to me. But yeah, I can imagine that'd be frustrating. You're playing a online multiplayer game and someone snipes you or something. Oh, I'm gonna get you, and then they quit, and it's like, ah. So yeah, I can see that. Ronan, haven't seen you in a while. Happy New Year. Hope you're well. Fraser Fresh, hello. And Sean says, do you like werewolf movies? And if you do, what's your favorite one? Ooh, I do. Um, hmm. I think I'm going to go with Dog Soldiers. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Dog Soldiers. Neil, what the hell is his name? Uh, Neil Marshall? Yeah, I think that's right. Did a Descent, couple others. Um, yeah, Dog Soldiers. That's a That's a really good where I really like that one. I might change my mind. I've thought about it some more, but right now I'm going with Dog Soldiers. And right now I'm going with Peppermint Twist Brownie Bites. So we got some more peppermint going on, which is good for me because I love me my peppermint. All right. So these are actually pretty attractive. They're, little white chocolate looking balls, but they also have don't know how well that shows up, but little strips of can you see it? Well, I don't know. Little strips of red on the candies for the peppermint. All right, brownie bites. Yeah, peppermint twist brownie bites. Let's give this one a go. Mmm. Ooh. Yes, that is a good one. That is rich as hell, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so we got white chocolate with a darker chocolate surrounding the peppermint. What is that? It's not wafery like the other ones. Oh, it's a brownie. That's exactly what it is. It's a brownie batter type of thing with peppermint. That is really good. I like those. And I think, yeah, I'm guessing that's candy cane or well, peppermint stick. Like they probably just you know crumbled a peppermint stick and sprinkled over it, just rolled them across a tray or something. That's really good. I like it. What is with this one? Come here. This one's weird. It's just really thin on the chocolate because you can see the brownie bit in the center is poking out through it. Man alive, that one's really good. Come on. Close. Best part of the holidays is the candy sale afterwards. Because I was in there and they have all the Valentine's Day stuff, all the red and white crap out now, and then the clearance aisle is all the Christmas stuff. Probably gone now, but when I bought these last week, again, these tubs here, 99 cents a piece, and normally they would have ranged from like $5.50 to $8.99 for a tub. So yeah, same with this one. Whoops. I think the M&Ms were they were half off, which put them at like $1.70 or something like that. I think the bag of chestnuts was like $4 or $5, something like that. I don't think that one was even on sale. So, let's see. Silver bullet, says Sean. Let me IMDb that one real quick. See if I even know it. Doop. Silver bullet. Gary Busey. I definitely don't know this one, but it's got Gary Busey in it from mid 80s, 1985. Son of a gun, how have I not seen this? Oh, Corey Haim's in it. How about that? And Terry O'Quinn. Nice. I will have to try to remember that. Check that out. I bet that's a blast. All right. Cool. Let's see. Ronan says, good choice. One of my favorites, American Werewolf in London. Absolutely. Probably still the best werewolf transformation. I don't know how much of that is nostalgia nowadays, but damn, is that good. Also, just a genuinely funny ass movie. I should watch it again. I have not seen that since I was a kid. But I remember really liking it. My favorite part was the best friend who dies in the beginning and comes back as just this absolutely eviscerated ghost. I love that. That is so much fun. And I loved his nonchalant attitude towards the whole thing. His like neck's hanging open. He's like, hey, I'm dead. I got torn apart by a wolf. It kind of sucks, but at least I'm not a werewolf. Am I right? It is a good movie. What else you say? Howling 1 and 2. I like. I don't think I've seen past Howling 1 and 2. I don't think there's like 8 of them. I don't think I've seen, maybe I saw 3, but I'm pretty sure I've not seen 4 and on. No, I've seen the first one. I love the ending. I still think the movie is slightly overrated. Love the ending. Still a good movie. I think it's overrated. It's not that good, but it is solidly good. I don't have a great memory of the second one, though. I know I've seen it, though. But yeah, them's good uns. And it's not a werewolf movie, but I still really like the werewolf in Monster Squad. You know, the one that has nards. It's just a great werewolf. It doesn't do a whole hell of a lot, but it's a really great design. Let's see. Skyrilla. That's a new name. Hello. Skyrilla is really drunk and just stumbled upon this. What's going on? Well, I'm celebrating New Year's a couple of days late. Sorry about that. I meant to do this for New Year's Eve, and we'd count down in some time zone or another. And what I'm doing is I'm trying a bunch of Christmas junk food that I bought on sale after Christmas. We've already tried a bunch of different stuff, including some roasted chestnuts, which are very Christmassy. So yeah, just having a chat about things and trying some Christmas candy. So, Lindy says Valentine's already. Yeah, yeah, lots of Valentine's stuff up already, and that's February 14th. So yeah, month and a half, 6 weeks to go. Yep, I there aren't any. Well, at least commercialized American holidays between now and February 1st. They don't pull out the stops for my birthday. I'm so offended. Um, but yeah. One nice thing about being home all the time is I don't recall hearing any damned Christmas carols this year. So that was nice. Not that I dislike Christmas carols. I just get tired of hearing the same damn ones over and over and over again. It's like, doesn't anyone write any new Christmas music? And they do. They just play all the old crap repeatedly over and over. And I get tired of it after a while. I'm old and curmudgeonly. What can I say? Let's see. Cafe Fox, hello. So, how come none of the newer Molehill Mountain episodes are showing up on podcast? Because I don't have a way to edit an audio file and upload it because I'm using my work computer to do this, which I really shouldn't be doing, but I didn't want to just drop off the face of the internet for going on 2 months now. I think it's been 6 weeks, but I'm still trying to get the final two pieces I need for my new computer, and as soon as I get that set up, I will make audio versions of the Molehill Mountain podcast. 213 through or 214 through 219 or whatever it is. I have them ready to. I have the over on where they're hosted. I have them ready to go. All I need to do is render the audio versions, upload them, and save it, and done. I I just can't do that with my equipment right now. So I do apologize for that. Um, Ronan says on the snack front, have you ever had haystack? They're the thin pretzel sticks bunched together and covered in a butterscotch coating. No, I've not. I've never heard of that, but that sounds good. Let's see what's next. Okay, back to the nuts. Maple dipped peanuts. Or maple double dipped peanuts. They've been dipped twice. All right. So let's give this a try. Oh, that one's not attached. Okay. What's interesting is a lot of these are stuck together. Ooh, that smells really good. All right. So smells all mapley. All right. Let's give this a try. It has a mapley peanut. Sure. I don't see like distinct layers. I mean, I believe them when they say that it's double dipped. But yeah, it's a peanut that's dipped in maple flavored chocolate. As mentioned, not a huge fan of nuts, but I mean, you probably coat cardboard in white chocolate, and I'd think it was okay. So I like this one. Almost looks like a Tetris piece. That may be too much at once. It's a lot of maple and chocolate right there. Mmm. That's rich. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, this one actually has. This would normally go for $2.69. It's $2.79 a pound, but I got it for 99 cents. Sweet. Um, let's see. Who could get tired of the annual "All I want for Christmas is you"? Yeah, it's Mariah Carey, isn't it? It's been covered a couple of times since, but yeah, it's that one's become a. I would say that one's become a genuine Christmas staple. That's it's upbeat, it's catchy, it's got a great hook, it's got um, a wonderful melody. Um, Carrie doesn't go too crazy with the upper register stuff. I mean, she does jump the octave at the end, but I mean, you gotta go for it. I mean, when I do quartet stuff, because I have the lower register for it, I will, add lower range flourishes here and there just because I can. But you do that too much, especially in barbershop, which is what I'm talking about. You do that too much, and you end up with an open harmony. And because if everyone's hovering around, say, middle C, you've got the lead on like a middle C. Uh, and you've got the baritone hovering around there somewhere, and then the tenor up on G or B flat or something like that, and then you have the bass down on a low G. Well, that's like an octave and a half. You have the three notes up here, and then you have the bass down here. You've got all this empty space, and you really want the bass up here on this G with everyone else. I mean, it's okay to bop. You can do that occasionally, but if you just spend all your time rocking the lower register, you end up with holes in your harmony, and I don't like it. So, in conclusion, Mariah Carey is um, a very good singer. Her mom's better, with an impressive upper range that she has every right to flaunt. I feel sometimes she milks it to the point of absurdity, though. Still impressive, but sometimes I think she goes too far to the detriment of the individual song. That is my very humble opinion of what Mariah Carey, a much more popular and successful person than I am, is doing wrong. So Mariah Carey is probably watching this podcast and taking notes and go, "Oh, okay, I'll take that under advisement, Andrew of the internet." So, uh, Jared says, "What you should have done was buy a pre-built." Had I, there's a chance I might have it by now. Yeah, but I've always done pre-built before. Pardon me. It's like I'm eating all kinds of candy. Um, I just wanted to try building my own, and unfortunately, the GPU is still back ordered, and so is the CPU. So, but the CPU seems to be starting to come into greater stock, probably because post holidays, because I'm noticing the prices trending downward a bit. So I'm hopeful that I'll be able to purchase a CPU in the next week or so. It doesn't guarantee I'll actually get the damn thing. And it doesn't really matter because the damn GPU is still out of stock. So as soon as the GPU ships, that's probably when I'll bite the bullet and go ahead and pay a bit of a premium for the CPU, but we'll see. White chocolate cover versus yogurt cover. What do you guys prefer? I prefer white chocolate. I just really like white chocolate. Although I do like yogurt covered, like yogurt covered raisins, good yogurt covered pretzels, and there's so much you can do with flavoring yogurt that doesn't work as well with white chocolate. White chocolate works pretty well with things like extracts, peppermint extract, coconut extract, almond extract. Um, it's difficult to like get lime or berry flavored white chocolate. That's much easier to do with a yogurt. So really depends on what you want to do, but generally I prefer white chocolate. I just really like it. Let's see. And Nancy, hello Nancy, prefers yogurt. Let's see. Skyrella said what I said about Carrie was sarcastic because I'm pretty sick of hearing her song every holidays. But yeah, I'm sure she's a fine singer. Oh, she is. There is one. I don't remember if it's a Christmas song or not, but she duets with her mother, and I didn't know that at the time. I was probably with my sister or something. Yeah, that's Mariah Carey's mom, don't you know? I'm like, I did not know, and so I go into critical listening mode. I'm like, Mariah Carey's mom is better than she is. Different style of singer, but at least judging by that song, just out of pure technique, I think Mariah Carey's mom is better than her daughter. No disrespect to Mariah Carey, she's still a fine singer, but anyway, Scarlett's saying, hoping to. Of course, I didn't listen to any Christmas music this year, so maybe I'd be tired of that song too. Who knows? Let's see. I mean, I love "Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas," but you hear it too much, and it's like, oh, just make it stop. I never liked Little Drummer Boy. I don't care which version it is. Parumpa pum pum. I hate that song. I hate it. I hate it. RTX 3070. Oh, okay. For a not insane price, good luck. Damn scalpers, he says. Yeah. All right, so we've got one more to go here. It's peppermint wood. Surprise. All right, peppermint bark shortbread. Shortbread, huh? Interesting. All right. My balls are speckled. All right. That's interesting. Nope, crushed it. You have to try it with another. I failed at biting it in half. Tor, hello. How about yogurt covered craisins? Absolutely. Yeah, craisins are good. I also like those work. Cranberry raisins. They work really well in cookies too. Yeah, you can a lot of times you'll have oatmeal raisin cookies. Try a batch with craisins. They're good. Okay. Yeah. It's like a little cookie, a little shortbread piece of cookie covered by chocolate and white chocolate with some peppermint extract. Very similar to the peppermint twist brownie bite one. Let me grab one of those. It's more of a texture difference. Brownie bite. Yeah, much softer, because it's like a brownie batter thing. These are definitely they've got a because it's a shortbread cookie, got a crunch in the center. both really good. So I thought, about So there were a couple things that I didn't buy. These were all the I tried to buy stuff that I hadn't had before, which I did. I saw a couple things that were Christmassy and I kind of wanted, but I'd had them before, and I'm thinking specifically of the white fudge covered Oreos. I've had those before. Oh, those are good. Also, is looking at the cherry cordials, chocolate covered cherries. I love chocolate covered cherries. The cherry cordials, the cherry with the melted fondant surrounded by chocolate. And those are a Christmassy thing, but pardon me. I associate them more with Valentine's Day. So, I mean, they totally work for Christmas, but cherry cordials feel more Valentine's Day to me. So, and also, I don't need to make myself completely sick eating a shit ton of chocolate. And most of this is, other than the chestnuts, this is all chocolate. Yep. Oh, hey. The no, these are the maple dipped peanut. This is not white chocolate. This shoot. This yogurt. I was thinking about. I'm like, this isn't chocolate, is it? No, this is yogurt. It's also got whey protein in it. So the chocolate, or I'm sorry, not chocolate, but the maple double dipped peanuts. These are healthy. No, they're not. But those are the little lies we can tell ourselves to rationalize eating a bunch of junk food. How about for this year, you get a bunch of international holiday candies and treats and just try it out on stream. You mean for what? Valentine's Day? Because these aren't international, but it's what I'm doing now. International, let me think. Trader Joe's actually does have a decent selection of international goods. So I know they've got like chocolate bars from all over the world. Might be something to think about. For around Christmas next year? Okay. Oh, you mean Christmas this year, so a year from now. Okay. I actually do have one more Christmas treat, but I already filmed that as an Andrew Eats episode. So you'll see that eventually. It's a fruitcake. Never had fruitcake before. So I bought myself a fruitcake and I ate it and I recorded my reaction. The perennial maligned fruitcake. Is it as bad as everyone makes it out to be? Is it actually pretty good? Because, how do you mess up fruit cake? It's fruit and it's cake. Two things I like together. That's really disappointing if you mess up something like fruit cake. It's like sugar cookie. How do you screw that up? I don't know. I always thought sugar cookies were kind of bland. What am I going to do with all this crap? spend the next year eating it. I mean, I hate to throw it away. It seems wasteful. And we're in the middle of a pandemic. I can't just, take it to work and put it on the table. We all work from home now. Um, Not like I just realized this. I thought about it before, but eh. Let me try that gingerbread one again. White and dark chocolate gingerbread. This one's it's good. I keep the crunch keeps surprising me. For some reason, I keep thinking gingerbread should be softer. It's really not. It is hard when you bake it anyway. I mean, gingerbread dough is soft, of course, but you bake it into a cookie. So, yeah, tasty. Christmas flavored mochi. Who said? I don't. Hell, I've seen mochi at Vaughn's. Um, I've seen it in several flavors. I don't recall seeing like anything specifically Christmas flavored mochi. I do have a couple import stores here in San Diego. So, hell's the one I'm thinking of. Starts with an M. That narrows it down, right? Yeah, there's some. It's an interesting thought. I could. So I've got some Japanese markets. I've got what's the one up here? It's Korean. Yeah, I could probably find some interesting international stuff. Actually, I think my sister and I went to might have been a Korean mart. This was a few years back. We basically just took $50 and bought a bunch of weird stuff that we found at the Korean maybe mart, and tried it on camera. The video's like 40 minutes long. She really didn't like whatever it was that we bought that was in a can. I remember she's like spat it into the sink. We had a bean ice cream bars or bean popsicles. It was like a ice cream on a stick, but bean flavored, and it had literal beans in it. And it's not horrible, but it's like, why would you put beans in this ice cream? Why would you do that? Then again, I have to imagine there's a ton of stuff that we Americans do that folk in other countries are like, oh my God, what is it with you and the bacon? Bacon milkshake? Good gravy, Americans. What are you doing? No. What have you done? That's not how our cuisine goes. What have you done to our cuisine, America? Food is fun. So I'll have to eat it all, says Tor. Kaganeko-sama, good night. Bean sickle. Yeah, it's essentially what it is, yeah. If I'm remembering correctly, no, it wasn't bean paste. It was, although that may have been used in. It's hard to remember, but it tasted pretty much like ice cream on a stick, so like a frozen popsicle, but it literally had beans in it. Like someone had just like dumped half a can of Rosarita refried beans into the mix, and it's like, why would you do that? The texture's all weird. It's all weird now. I mean, beans are fine, but yeah, it's weird. Pardon me. Yeah, might be a Japanese thing. Red bean paste typically Japanese, as far as I understand. So maybe it was a Japanese market that we went to. I really don't remember. Lindy says that's one of favorite ice treats here in Asia. Bean. Yeah, it was definitely neat. We just grabbed a bunch of stuff that looked interesting. So, oh yeah, it's absolutely worth a try. Again, it's not bad. It's just for an American, it's a really unfamiliar texture. It's just really weird. I didn't find it. I don't think my sister did either. Neither of us found it off-putting. The actual ice cream was good, but just the weird texture of having little bits of bean in it was it's like I don't think this helps. so so that is my belated Happy New Year taste testing. I hope you enjoyed it. I know many of you wanted to see another Andrew Cook's stuff in the kitchen. Um, is that mold? Did I get a bad chestnut? I think I got a bad. I got a bad chestnut. So I'll think about doing another kitchen episode of Andrew Cooks. If I want to, that would be a difficult series for me to do. That would definitely be a special occasions only type of thing because um, cooking it can be really difficult because there's a lot of downtime. Uh, a lot of cooking involves prep, and then you're just putting things in the oven and pulling it out for the next couple of hours. Like if you're making batches of cookies, or it's like, Andrew, you should show off your famous meatloaf. It's like, well, okay, you'd see me mix a bunch of meat in a bowl and then throw it in the oven for an hour and a half or less, depending on how big a loaf I'm making. And I could always just sit and chat with you folks while we wait for stuff to cook. So it's I think the pardon me, I think the French toast worked really well because that's something you are constantly picking at. You mix the batter, you put the toast, the bread in, and then you start frying it. And then you take it off the skillet and you eat it. There's no okay. Now you put it in the oven for an hour. Yeah. A lot of dinners are like that. Prep, and then there's just a lot of waiting time. A lot of cookies and candies are like that. It's like, okay, you make the batter, and then it's just dropping it onto sheets and pulling it in and out of the oven. With a lot of confections would be really hard because a lot of times it's like you make part of it and then you have to refrigerate it overnight, and then the next day you come and you pull out bonbons or whatever they are, and you melt chocolate and drizzle it on, and they have to put it back so that it sets for an hour, and so there's things to consider is what I'm saying. So I'm certainly open to any ideas y'all have. So feel free to put them in the comments or hit me up on Twitter or whatever. It's fine. I'm always open to ideas. But yeah, y'all seem to really like the cooking thing, and as much of a pain in the ass as that setup was, because again, I had to move my refrigerator out of the kitchen so that I could get the camera in there. Um, I had fun, so we'll probably do something like that again someday. In the meantime, I'm going to make myself absolutely sick on chocolate candy stuff. So if there's once again no podcast this weekend, you can probably guess why. Unless I want to try podcasting from the bathroom. But no one wants me to do that. And if you do, it's probably best not to say anything. All right, folks. Hope you had fun watching me eat candy. And I hope your New Year's was happy and safe. And that 2001 works out well for us all. Take care, everyone. See you later.